Joe Bob Briggs with some very important drive-in news. Well, every year to celebrate Halloween, Detroit burns itself down. Now, this is a quaint tradition. On Devil's Night, the night before Halloween, they have a riot. Of course, they don't call it a riot because a riot is when you're not supposed to be burning down the city, and for these people, it's fun to burn down the city. It's a bonding thing. So, the police are sick and tired of this. This year, they refused to discuss it. They wouldn't even give out how many fires there were. Now, I'm getting to my point in just a minute, but first I got to tell you this. In 1988, I ran a presidential campaign. I ran for president, and part of my platform was what to do about crime. And so I went on the Fox Network Late Show, and I talked about how the solution was free cable TV. And then I pointed out how you have less crime in western Kansas than you do in Washington, D.C., because in western Kansas, everybody has 120 cable and satellite channels. Takes them forever just to figure out what to watch, and in Washington they have no cable at all, and so the people of Kansas don't have time to commit crimes. So this year, 2 weeks before Devil's Night, they announce in Detroit that they've got this new idea to keep the city from being burned down. On Devil's Night, they're giving out free cable TV. Hey guys, I was only kidding. You know, I hate it when I make up a joke and then it gets copied in real life. So, they had free cable TV, they had patrol cars everywhere, they had neighborhood watch groups, they had a curfew for people aged 18 and under, and they still had more fires than ever. Now, my question is, just exactly what was on cable TV that night? I mean, what happened? Did all the Detroit families gather in their living rooms to watch Looney Tunes on Nick at Night, and then they say, you know what, I never thought that Porky Pig was funny. Steve, go across the street and burn down that house. See, now I'm not willing to blame it all on Porky Pig. So here is my list of the cable shows that most likely caused arsons on Devil's Night. First, Burnt Offerings on TBS. What were they thinking? Burnt Offerings on Devil's Night, starring Karen Black and Betty Davis when she was so wrinkled her face looked like a map of West Virginia. 41 arsons caused by that one show alone. Here's one. The Disney Channel showed Cleopatra at 9 o'clock on Devil's Night, the $40 million flop where Elizabeth Taylor wears a chandelier on her head, tries to speak with an Egyptian accent, only nobody knows what an Egyptian accent sounds like. 137 arsons on that one. Oh, the Central Ballet of China on PBS. This drove 10,000 people into the streets. 174 arsons. The 700 Club on the Family Channel. Pat Robertson grinning like a cross between Ronald Reagan and Mr. Roberts. 195 arsons on that one. Here's one now. The Truck and Tractor Pull Finals at Cincinnati on ESPN. Good choice. Only 34 fires caused because that's something you can emotionally identify with. All right, The Green Slime on TNT, 1968 Japanese classic about a Vaseline monster taking over the world. Only 2 arsons, and those were 2 people who happened to hate the Japanese. Doris Day terrorized by Louis Jourdan in Julie on TBS. 780 arsons. TBS was responsible for a lot of this crime. The big Fiorella LaGuardia Respective on Arts and Entertainment Network, 1,500 arsons. And Big Brother Jake. Big Brother Jake, the episode where Jake Steinfeld reminisces about his years in the Boy Scouts. Bingo! I think we may have found it. 5,000 arsons right here on this one show. I would like to point out that my show was not aired on Devil's Night. Next year, just show Death Wish over and over and over again. Believe me, that'll work. Joe Bob Briggs. That's right. Blame it on cable. We're probably responsible for a few murders, too, if you really think about it.